So I'm in Genesis 28, and some of the things that stood out to me. One day I will bring you back to this land, which I think is talking about when Israel re-became a nation. And I will not leave you until I have finished giving you everything I have promised you, which I think, he's still doing that now. And it says, we can't water the animals until all the flocks have arrived. And that made me think of how we can't be gathered into heaven through the rapture until everyone who's willing gets on the ark, gets saved. There's so many parallels to how it describes who Rachel was and who the difference between her and Leah. And I thought it made sense that it pointed out that Rachel was a shepherd. That I think that shows how, that's a good thing to be a shepherd, maybe. As soon as Laban heard that Jacob had arrived, he ran out to meet him. He embraced and kissed him and brought him home. That made me think it was like how soon God will bring Israel home to be with him in heaven. You really are my own flesh and blood. So, they really do belong to God. Just, not until they turn to him during the tribulation. It's just what it made me think of. I don't know. I might not be reading into some of this stuff right, but you shouldn't work for me without pay because we are relatives. And yeah, just so much about, there's nothing, no sparkle in Leah's eyes, but he really liked Rachel. And Jacob said he'll work for her for 7 years. So it's like Jacob had to earn Rachel, which makes me think of how the Jews will have to earn their salvation by going through the tribulation. So I think that's a connection we're supposed to make. Now, one thing that I'm still trying to understand is how he worked 7 years, but then he'll also have to work another 7 years to pay off Rachel because he ended up paying for Leah because she was supposed to go first. So, I'm not sure, how we can connect that to the rapture and tribulation. If we're supposed to see him working for 7 years as the 7-year tribulation, which that's just what it made me think of, then I don't know what the 7 years after that would be compared to. But yeah, there's so much here, and there's a lot that I don't understand and know how to connect it to rapture stuff. And some of it maybe there isn't necessarily a direct connection. I don't know. But yeah, there's so much stuff. Alright. And there might be a connection between Jacob didn't love Leah, and, then she's like, now he'll love me. So, if we're supposed to see Jacob as Israel, then Israel's gonna love Leah, and I don't know. There's definitely stuff there, obviously. But yeah, that's some of the stuff that stood out.